Housekeeping.
Housekeeping. Keeping house. We watched Feast 2 and Feast 3.
You're putting that too nicely, Liam. We experienced hell.
I mean, it's rare that I get sleepy in films.
I think I've only experienced you falling asleep in a film once.
That was that fucking belly fruit film.
That's what it was, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Which was also awful.
Yep.
That's the thing. If a film doesn't grab my attention, I'm going to go sleepy.
I wish I had that ability, Liam.
Yeah, I know.
Because it would have meant that I wouldn't have had to watch 2.5 hours total of 2 more of this goddamn film.
So, here's the thing. When we reviewed Feast in the last episode...
Yep.
We saw what Liam of a few years ago, intoxicated Liam of a few years ago, had to say about it, right?
Yeah, and he was very, very excited.
Should we have a look at what Liam a few years ago had to say about Feast 2, Sloppy Seconds? Okay, not as good as Feast, but not terrible. Gross, comma, funny, comma, has little people, full stop, can't complain too much. I think that's okay.
Okay, well, that's your choice, mate. I honestly would run that by someone else, because I do not think it is.
Let's run it by the listeners.
Okay. Bold choice.
Is that a problematic thing to say? Yes or no? If yes, why? Maybe I could learn something and grow. What did you think of Feast 2?
Me?
Yeah.
I did not enjoy it, Liam. It's a bad movie.
How did it compare to Feast 1 for you?
There was a moment at the beginning of Feast 2 where I believe we sort of looked at each other and I said, it's not as bad as the first one. And then about 10 minutes later, I believe, I said, oh, I was wrong.
So the second one made a big point about really kind of reveling and showing the creatures' penises.
Yeah, I didn't notice that early on.
No.
And then suddenly it just goes... So the issues we had with the first one were that sort of like... Or at least specifically me. Yeah. I didn't like the weird rape shit they added in. Yeah. And I didn't like the lame child humour. Which is, you know, what I refer to as, you know, like farts and stuff. Like, farts are funny in context of certain things. I'm down for poop humour. But this film is basically like a 13-year-old wrote a movie. And Feast 2 is just like that 13-year-old got told, hey, make that film, but, like, we don't think there was enough 13-year-old humour in there.
Is it the second one where the man throws the baby in the sky?
Yes. Yeah, you have to defend yourself with that, Liam.
That was the highlight of the trilogy.
It's not
Which
even
says
funny.
a lot.
It's
says
not
a lot.
even funny.
Both me and Kat laughed.
Kat laughed, but it was not on your side with it.
Oh, she's never on my side of anything.
Yeah, she didn't laugh and go, yeah, you're right, Liam, that is hilarious.
No.
She was like, shit.
Look, the episode's running long. What's your issues with Feast 2?
The stuff I just said?
Any others?
No, it's a shit film with shit humor.
Okay, there's one big issue that we're ignoring. So there's a couple of things that it does better.
Okay,
they finally know how to light like scenes, because the first one
is brighter.
Yeah, the first one tried to hide the low budget by just putting everything in dark and then doing shit editing.
Yeah.
The second one, better lighting, better editing. So we have to give it credit there. Everything else is pretty awful about it, right?
Yeah.
I also didn't like how it ended on a cliffhanger.
No, that's true.
Then we have Feast 3, the happy finish. Would you like to hear what Liam of several years ago had to say?
I would love to, Liam.
The first feast was a pleasant surprise, and Feast 2 was enjoyable at least. This is just a mess of a movie. It's not so much that the story isn't great, although it isn't, but the film is just very badly made. Poor lighting, terrible editing, incohesive narrative, all combine to equal quite a poor film overall. Disappointing, and a bizarre but crap ending.
I honestly don't know. Oh, sorry, you're still going. My bad.
That's the end of the review.
Yeah,
it's possible I watched 1 and 2 intoxicated and 3 maybe sober.
I almost don't believe you, because your review for Feast 3 still said, like, the first one was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, but this was going from these hazy, like, drunk memories.
Yeah, but I think if you watch a film drunk, you would factor that in.
I don't know.
I think you
honestly
would. If you'd seen a shit film drunk, I think you were drunk when you watched 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But I think slightly more sober Liam, who watched Feast 3, was still like, they're alright.
Yeah, maybe.
Which
I don't know.
It's bad. I don't know how we became friends, Liam, is what I'm trying to say.
No.
Because if this was, around the time that we met...
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
This might be a good litmus test for if you should be friends with someone, if they like this
that's a good idea.
Series or not.
You meet new people and you say, hey, let's watch Feast. And then if they come out of it and they're like, that's so funny, you just go, I don't want to ever see you.
Yeah. Or like if you're dating someone and you're like, oh, I think this person could be the one, let's do the Feast test.
Yeah. If they don't slap you at the end of watching Feast, you've got to leave them.
Yeah. Another thing that I didn't like in Feast 2 was that whole autopsy scene. Yeah,
well, that just lays so heavily on the, like, I don't know. It's because it's not even poop humour, it's just...
that was more like jizz humour, wasn't it?
It was all sorts of bodily fluids, because they had a fart in that scene.
Yeah, I mean, Feast 3 really sort of doubles down on the poop humour.
Yeah, Feast 3's all about poop.
Yeah.
They're just bad films. Honestly, listeners, never go watch them.
Yeah, there you go. That's good.
But if you do ever go watch them, or if you have access to the DVDs, watch the extras for Feast 2, because it really makes you judge the director.
Oh, yeah, he's a bit of a creepy.
Yeah, he is not... Doesn't seem... let's not throw shade at a guy who we don't know, but he doesn't seem like the kind of person I'd want to hang out with.
He seems like the kind of person who might...
I think you're about to go too far. I think I maybe know where you're going with this, and I think it might be too far.
No, I think he's the sort of person that would say to you, hey Toots, do you want to be in a movie? And then the actress might say yes, and then he'd say, then let's get sucking.
Yeah, I think that's too far, Liam, because what you've done there is you've definitely libelled someone.
What if I say allegedly?
It doesn't make it better.
Does that not fix it?
No. Just say he's a creepy man and let's move on.
He's a creepy man. Let's move on. We've had some tweets.
Yay!
Will Powell tweeted us saying, I think we were talking about video games.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did a tweet thing where he posted like 4 of his favourite games.
Oh, okay.
It had Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Super Mario World, Metal Gear Solid 2, and The Last of Us, which you need to finish.
Yep, solid choices.
I said I was all about Resident Evil 2. Don't think I ever played 3. Feel like I missed out. And Will said that Resident Evil 2 gets the most universal praise and is arguably the best in the entire franchise. But there is something about Resident Evil 3 that I just loved. Not the longest of games, but man was it terrifying, especially as a kid. If you loved Resident Evil 2, 100% make sure you play Resident Evil 3.
Fair enough.
We tweeted a picture of us in a yurt.
Yep.
You tweeted saying finding me and Liam in a tiny branch house would be nightmarish.
Yep.
Although you did typo nightmarish, so it actually reads nightmarish.
With an E?
No, Nightn.
Oh, nightmarish. Got you, sorry.
Yeah.
I misheard what you said. Yeah, I type on my phone, and I'm bad at typing on my phone, and the screen's broken. It doesn't help.
Yeah. Mark tweeted us saying, at Nerd on Nerd, can Liam review his experience watching Henry V?
Was this in reply to the photo?
No.
Okay, right. Sorry, you just said that in such a way that it sounded like it was a reply.
This was just a tweet that we received from
Mark.
No,
but I know, I get that now. It's just the way you said all that. It definitely sounded like he was replying to the photo, and I was like, why is that relevant?
No. So basically what this is all about is when I was at uni, at uni with Mark, we had to go to a film screening for Henry V. It's a shit film. What happens when I have to watch a shit film?
You fall asleep.
That's what I did. In the lecture hall.
Nice.
So I responded with like a little emoji sleepy thing saying, is my review of watching Henry V? Mark said, but it was a very memorable sleep. I think you should revisit it to see how long you can stay conscious for the second time. Then I said, if Ellie is up for doing it as a culture swap, then we could be in business. And Mark said, maybe you can watch it together and have a nerd on nerd sleep off. Who can stay awake the longest? Which you would win.
I can't fall asleep if something's on.
Yeah. Okay, we've had some correspondence from Amanda.
Okay.
She said, oh dear, I feel like I started a how many reviews fight from my comments on the last episode. For the record, I like the reviews part and culture swap equally. There's only one culture swap I haven't listened to yet because I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
So what I'm inferring from that is Amanda thinks catching up with is shit, but she loves the reviews.
She hates catching up with and she hates housekeeping.
You heard it here first. And I think she probably only hates housekeeping because it's usually me and you arguing over stuff that Amanda has tweeted us.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, so I'm sorry that you don't like catching up with Amanda.
It's a shame. We'll try and make it better for you, Amanda. I'm sorry.
Yeah. She also said, very impressed by the marathon of reviews. Did you hear that, Ellie? Impressed.
She didn't say she liked it. She said impressed.
I mean, impressed is a positive word.
Okay, you're grasping at straws here. Carry on with the tweet.
Here we go. I know it is unlikely to happen, but I'd love to hear a more in-depth discussion from the two of you on Jessica Jones Season 2. I was also disappointed in it. Why is that unlikely to happen? Because you haven't caught up with it yet.
Will you do one when I catch up with it?
No, I'll have forgotten it by then.
No, exactly, yeah. So it's not because of me, because I'm saying I will definitely do one if you want to.
I'm happy to, but it will just be me going, I don't really remember what happened.
Okay,
and
so yeah.
Then
so
you having to remind me.
So it's you saying you don't want to do one.
Because you didn't watch it in a timely enough way.
No, because you refused to rewatch it again.
Well, I disagree with that.
Okay, you can.
She also said, sorry about the Godfather and Sam thing. That was hyperbole. Is that right? Is that how you say that word?
I've always read it as hyperbole, which I don't think is right. As I was about to say it out loud, I was like,
Because it's hyperbolic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, hyperbole makes sense. That was hyperbole.
No, what is hyperbole?
Yeah.
That's it. We got there.
Sorry about the Godfather and Sam thing. That was hyperbole. You two are still my favourites. I hope you enjoyed that brief snippet into our minds as we figured out how to say that word. Amanda said, Ellie, if you want more in-depth trade negotiation discussion about Phantom Menace, I recommend the early episodes of the Blank Check Pod, Pure Gold.
I may have to listen to them then.
I asked Amanda which was the episode that she hadn't watched yet. Do you remember in that previous tweet? She said there was one culture swap. She said Princess Mononoke. I have plans to watch it for my podcast later this year, so come July, I can finally listen to the rest of that episode.
Way.
And she also said, as long as there's an Infinity War special, I'll be happy. I also have my tickets for Thursday night.
There will be.
And then she said, hearing the vastly different views on Feast that Liam had drunk versus sober makes me wonder what other films he's only seen drunk and might need rewatched.
That would be interesting, Liam.
Yeah, I don't really remember a lot of the films that I might have watched. Like, I don't really get drunk anymore.
No, but you used to. Oh, God, Liam, you're a nightmare.
I know, I had problems.
Jesus, no you didn't.
You shouldn't make fun of things like that either, because it's a very serious problem.
No, yeah, you were the one that said it.
Oh, just no. It's been said now.
Okay,
Nothing more needs to be said about it.
Okay, this is a nerd on nerd PSA. Hey, kids, don't make fun of that.
It's bad.
It's not funny.
It's not. It's really bad. It's like sex addiction. It sounds funny. It's not.
Okay, let's move on. But there are more tweets?
Yeah,
God.
Amanda tweeted us saying, I have seen The Short Feast and it's delightful. I recommend you watch it. Remember I said that?
Yeah, that's the short film. Yeah, you don't need to remind me I feel like every tweet you read, you read it and then you go, remember when this happened?
Yeah.
Oh, Liam.
What?
Just trim this section down.
No, this section's gold.
Well, okay. Keep going. What other tweets have we had?
I did a tweet. Oh, this was
it's the fact that it's not even just people tweeting us, it's just shit you've tweeted.
I did a little naughty tweet saying, for the next episode of Nerd on Nerd, Ellie wanted to do 50 Shades Darker, as recommended by Amanda. Liam did not. A horrible compromise has been reached. So, teasing our audience. Yeah. Amanda just responded saying, oh no, what does that mean?
Honestly, the best thing about it is when you say a compromise, it's not like us meeting in the middle. It's us picking the worst option we could have gone for.
Yeah.
Neither of us are going to be happy.
No, exactly. And that's it for housekeeping.